Come on in, come on in, come on in. Alright, so here we finally have Antoine, aka Mario, because I know that's what y'all heard me calling him on the previously. But it's Antoine.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
No, you good.
Alright, so today's topic, we're going to talk about marriage. Now, I haven't been married, but I am looking forward to. So what can you give us, because you've been married a few times.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us what we need to look for in a mate and and things going on within the marriage that
if anything, I would say in a marriage, as far as for a man,
y'all listen.
really know what you want in a woman. That's the number one thing I would tell a man. Know what you want in a woman, and make for sure, number one, that it lines up with God, if anything, because that's the number one key. It only can work if it lines up with God. So you want to make for sure that when it comes to a man, you know, as far as when you date somebody, while you're dating them, look at if they are wife material. A lot of people probably want to know what I mean by wife material.
Then break it down, Antoine. Break it down.
Yeah. Wife material means like just seeing how she treats you, and just not knowing if other ones out there had kids or not, but even seeing that portion when y'all get to that place where seeing how she treats your kids, and just seeing how she does you, if she respects you, if she has that submission role. And let me explain submission.
Yes,
I know we have an issue.
Please do. The ladies are listening.
We have an issue about submission. I know women do, only because it's on both sides. And I say, you have guys that think that, okay, I can marry, I'm in control of everything. This is what it's supposed to be. Now you're supposed to order everything I tell you to do. And then women feel like I don't have to listen to everything you have to say. Now, number one is what I say is this. If the person you following is following God, that's when you get to the point as a woman to trust that man, that he's following the Lord, the headship, the number one. If he's following him, then you should have no problem following your husband, because you already know it's God making the decisions, not your husband making the decisions.
Okay.
But he's the head. And I always explain this as well when you have different situations come up and y'all may be on two different sides. That man has to make that final decision. Now I explain this and say this. Even in my last marriage, my wife had passed away, and we were very heavy in that. So even when it came to her, sometimes I would make a decision, but at the same time when I left and was by myself at that moment, in a room by myself in the quiet, I would ask God still, my wife was right, let me make the right decision. But if she wasn't, let me do this. And some mornings I will wake up and it will be over my head that she gave the decision God had for us to do. And I will come right back to her and tell her,
oh, my.
God said what you said. And that's what we're supposed to do, because I have no problem with that. And that's the one thing men have to realize. Don't never have a problem with coming back and letting your wife know you were right. God led you to do this, led you to say that, for us to go this way. Because once again, you got to realize Your wife is what? Your helpmeet. So that's number one. You got to realize that. So even though you may feel like I'm the head, you know, sometimes we may not make all the right decisions at the right time, but our wives being our helpmeets. And still at the same time, if you have a wife that's submissive and humbling and saying, okay, we still gonna follow what you say, and she can go and pray, you can be humble enough to go and pray and come back and tell her, no, this was the right decision, what you said, then that's what it is. So that's the one thing you have to realize when it comes to marriages, because sometimes you may not make the right decision. Sometimes it's smart, sometimes just to hear what your wife is saying in her advisement, you know, but even at the end of the day, you still have to make that final decision. And by that being your family, your kids, your wife, and you got to make for sure you make the right decision so y'all go on the right path. So that's why it's so important to allow your ego to get out the way and really look at what God is saying. What is God telling you to do at that moment? And it's not easy. It's not easy as a man. It's not. It's not easy. It's not.
Well, I'm glad you touched on submission, because some guys we want you to submit, but they're not someone to submit to.
And that's the thing. Yes.
Like women, we are observant and we see the decisions that you make.
Mm-hmm.
And we like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Like,
yes.
All right, well, you do what you gonna do, but I'm gonna keep my money over here.
And that's the thing.
Right.
And see, that's the thing, I guess, I broke it down for women as far as submission, realizing and seeing that it's not about a man having control over you. But first and foremost, you gotta have God in your life to have an understanding of it better.
Right.
And then when you get that understanding, you realize and see that God has put this man in your life to lead and guide the home. And that's the thing about it. A lot of times women don't see it that way outside of what social media has taught them. That the man is the head of the house and he's leading the home. And if you trust that God is over his head, it shouldn't be no reason why you should ever think that, you know, I'm not going to hear what he has to say, because if you trust that God is over him, you're going to trust that he's going to make the right decisions.
Gotcha. I like that, because like some people, I just be like, some men be trying to come up controlling from the jump street, and that's a big turn off.
With that.
Yeah, like you got some issues that you haven't got resolved. Maybe it might be in your past relationship or your childhood or something.
Yeah.
Or something didn't happen. And I'm like, wait a minute.
But you gotta be careful on that too, because like I said, some guys, if they're not in God and don't understand the definition of headship, they're gonna come in there thinking that way. Well, you just do what I tell you to do. You follow it this way, you do this, you do that. And I think that's the way social media has made it to so many women now, and that's why they're the way they are. Because they've made it that way to say, oh, you know what? The man just tell you to do whatever he wants you to do, and you his slave. And that's how they put it out there.
Yeah.
And I put this message out there as much as I can. If men and women could take the time to sit down with each other and talk about what the female feels, what the male feels, and number one thing is break down the defense. Break it down. Listen instead of when you hear those one or two words and start just putting on your wall back up. Take it down and listen. And I think when we both start to listen, men and women, relationships will work. And they'll be better than that. You know, as far as marriages, relationships, it'll work. But we have to take the time to learn how to break that defense down and listen. You know, don't listen to that one or two word that you hear that you don't like, because that's what happens. When you hear that one or two word, the wall come up and you don't hear anything else. It's just like, you know, is a closed door for men and women. It's on both sides. And men and women both fear getting hurt. That's just the bottom line. No matter how tough a guy tries to make it seem, or a woman tries to make it seem she's this tough, it's the hurt factor that they deal with.
Yeah, because I think men take it the hardest.
Oh yeah, men love hard. And I'm putting it on there and being honest. Men love hard. And when a woman does a man wrong, they love hard, and that's it. It's hard to gain that back. If a man is with a woman and he takes her out his heart, that's it. She can never come back. She will never come back because a man loves hard. She will never be able to come back after that. No matter what she tries to do, no matter what she says, she won't be able to.
So women, watch your words. Mm-hmm. And I know because I'm a person, I could cut you with my words. Yeah. I had a friend tell me, that's like my sister, she said, Kesha, you the sweetest person in the world, but boy, don't get you mad. She said, because you know how to cut a person with your words.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing.
I try to be nice, but like if you take me there, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. I can't help it. The mouth is just going to go.
Yeah, that's the thing. Definitely.
So I would say, ladies, be careful with your words. And if you don't mean it, don't say it.
Yes. Don't say it because guys, they hold it. They will hold it.
Yeah, and those women did. But it's about me saying that the men, they hurt more. So, yeah, they just be like, ladies, we just be like, have our file. And out here be like, yeah, because I remember on August the 9th at 2 o'clock p.m., it was a Sunday. You had on that black suit, and I had on that red dress, and you said...
Yes. Yes. And one other thing I want to put out there for the married couples, gotta look at it like this. Women are more emotional. Please listen to what I'm saying. They have more of the emotional part. Us men are more physical. So when you get married, take that in. We are more physical. Women are more emotional. Meaning, let me break it down.
Just break it down.
We are more... It's in the marriage. We are more, when it comes to our sexual side, that's how you can connect to us. I'm just going to come straight out and say it. That's how you connect to a man in your marriage, your sexual side. So when you're the type of woman to say every time all your husband ever want to do is jump on you, you better be thankful for that.
Yeah. That means he ain't jumping on nobody else.
Exactly. So you better be thankful when he's jumping on you. He should be jumping on you. If it stops, then you should be worried. He should be jumping on you. He should be excited by you. But that's how men, we operate in the marriage. Sexually. That's how we connect with a female. Whereas females connect emotionally. And that's why I said if we take the time to sit down and talk to each other, we'll see the puzzles come together. And that's what it is. That's what it is. And you look at it as, you know, because some marriages I know when women get married with the guy, they want to cut away the sexual part. I'm not giving him none. But at the same time, you got to realize this. When you cut that off, you're taking away that part that's allowing him to get closer to you. So what happens then? Devil can come in and allow him to get closer to somebody else. So you don't want that. So your whole main thing is you want your husband to desire you. Why won't you want him to desire you? that should make you excited that he's always jumping on you, because that's showing right there he's excited with you.
There's some good talk here.
Yeah. And the emotional side, we as guys still have to understand as well the emotional side of the female and what they deal with. And we have to still be able to make sure we cater to that just as well as they're catering to that. And that's what makes a marriage work. Because if we both catering to each other, should be no problems. No problems.
Yeah, so you gotta compliment us. You
Yeah.
have to remember dates. You have that phone. You can just add them dates in.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Yeah, I would say that.
You can set alarms so you can remember.
Definitely. Most definitely. Yes. Most definitely. Definitely.
Because that's an argument right there.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
forgot our anniversary bill.
Yeah. That's the thing, yeah. Have to make for sure.
Yeah,
You
so
remember those things.
from what I hear, marriage is a lot of prayer.
Yes.
A lot of prayer.
Has to.
And sometimes you gotta keep your friends out your business.
That's the thing.
And family.
Family and friends, keep them out your business, because that brings in a lot of problems, a lot of turmoil. So keep them out. Keep them out. The main thing you should have it be is this. You, your spouse, and God. And if you have, and I'm going to say this because it's not everywhere, but if enough have a pastor that is for real and can help you, then you bring them in, because that's you go there, so that's the shepherd God gave you down here on earth. But go to them. But if I'm telling you right now, make for sure though, where the church you go to, or whoever you go to,
Right.
You can trust that pastor.
You don't want to be a sermon next week.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to make for sure that, because you definitely need somebody else to help you, because sometimes it comes to the point where y'all can't handle stuff in the house together. So then you have to go to your pastor, which you should, and get counseling. So hopefully if you at the church you trust the pastor you at the church you're with. So hopefully you can go to them and y'all can work it out and keep it going so that your marriage can still stay strengthened. Because I thought about something the other day, and it was over my head when I thought about it, and God was showing me it as far as not letting other people come in, or let Satan come in and put something over your head. Because you got to look at your marriage like this. We are winning. That's how you got to look at it. The husband and the wife. We winning. We can't let nobody do anything to mess that up, because we winning. And you look at life and think about it like this. I know even when it comes to females now, a lot of females in the football and Ravens and all that now. Ravens. So you look at football. Everybody has to stay in their position in order to win a game. You know, quarterback can't be a tight end or wide receiver. They got to be their position. And when a man and a woman marry each other, they got to know their positions. And when they know their positions, then they win. At the end, they win. No matter what anybody's saying around them, they win. And that's what you have to learn. You win at the end, as long as you stay in your position and know what you're supposed to do. You can't go outside of that. And that's the thing about it. A lot of times in marriages, people go outside of what they supposed to, the position they supposed to be in, and then divorce happens. You know, so.
And that's what the enemy happens when a divorce happens.
Oh, exactly. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, so hopefully this was some good information. I know it was good for me, you know. So I know some things to look out for and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so as always, thank you for tuning in to Come Bling with me. Let your light shine in every aspect of your life. But until next time, shine and bling on.